This is Tarron with Twisted Mesquite Performance Horses. We are on a mission to create a world-class 2-year-old program that specializes in the reining cow horse. This week we're doing a review with Cinco. This is her 9th week in our program. We're excited to kind of share the progress we've made with her this week and the exercises we're working on and the areas we're working on improving. And we'll kind of get into it. So from a standstill, I've been working on getting her softer right here, softer off of my leg. I want her to walk around in a circle. I want her to be between my legs. And when I pick up on this inside rein and put my foot on her, I want her to give just like that, where she tips her nose. So what she's doing is, when I put my foot on her, my inside leg on her, then she is bending that rib cage around in order for her head and neck to come in towards me. And so she's getting some softness through that body and through that rib cage. She's stretching that out, getting soft through there. And so it's the same on this side. When I pick up and I press with my inside leg to her rib cage, I'm going to keep pressing until I get her to tip that nose all the way back to my leg and take the slack out of that rein. And so we're gonna continue. We'll continue working on that. But I love how soft that is right here. When we go to adding the cow work in and the herd work, the turnaround, all those kind of things, I love how I want these horses to be soft in my hands and soft to my legs, to where they're wanting to do what I'm asking to do in a soft manner. They're getting broke throughout their body. So with her, I just want to, we did a longer video on it with Wiz, but this pattern, this Loping pattern, see, with her, I've actually had to keep her driving, keep her going. I want to get some speed out of her. I want her to travel around here with some speed. I want her to keep driving around here. To where she'll come around here with some speed and stay at that pace and steer. But she's good around the corners. So I might put my legs into her a little bit more, make sure she's getting some speed to her. She still has some growing to do. She's still kind of on the smaller side, the shorter side, so her stride's a little shorter. But what's interesting with the development of these colts and these horses is that when you put a horse in a program to where they have to go to work, and those muscles and those joints and their legs and every bit of them, they're designed to adapt to the environment that they're in. And so when you send these horses to a trainer that's going to take care of them, it's going to feed them, bring them along, those horses will actually develop stronger and become the athlete you need them to be, because that horse has started to work out, essentially. So it's no different than people when maybe somebody's on the smaller side and he started to go to work, and he started to go to work, and he started putting effort in, and he started using his muscles, and he started feeding himself, and that small individual can get some size and start building muscle, and you know, they adapt. Our bodies are, you know, like these horses, where they're supposed to, they adapt to the environment and the stimulus you put them in. And so, just like with Wiz, I want her to go around both directions. At that lope, I want her to steer around both directions. With her, like I said, we have a little longer video on it with Wiz, kind of showing going both directions. With this one, we'll show it. We'll run her through a little bit on this, going this other direction, just making sure she's good about everything. She's good about these corners. Like I said, I need a little more speed out of her. I'm going to be a little more critical. I'm going to be a little more critical with her, of putting some more effort in. You know, she's like I said, she's very smart. She's very in tune, but she can be on a little bit of on the lazier side, which is, it's just fine. This horse is gonna, I just know this horse is gonna stop. She's always thinking about stopping. I mean, this horse is gonna get into the ground, but I need her to continue to put that effort in, and continue to put effort in, and continue to drive until I ask her to slow down or come back down. And so they're kind of, her and Wiz are kind of two different sides of the spectrum, which is good, because you get to see one horse being one way and the other horse being another way, and kind of how we go about it. So like with her, I want her to be driving forward. I want her to have some more speed coming around these corners, putting some more effort in. And with Wiz, I'm letting her slow down. You know, I would rather her slow down. And so it's just balancing, you know, learning how to balance these horses out to where you kind of get them in the middle where you want them. And every trainer is a little different. I've noticed some that like them a little, maybe a little more sensitive. They like to have some more fire to them. And then others, they kind of have them doled out. And so definitely people's different theories. People definitely have different theories about it. So it's balancing those horses out to where you need them, and where your goals are. Like for us, I would like them to be pretty good in the middle. You know, I do understand, like our horses, our personal horses, we might ride them a little bit different. Just saying that, you know, that I can maybe get them a little more sensitive to me, because I'll be the one riding them. But on a customer horse, you know, we might want them, wouldn't say dulled out, but I don't want that horse so dialed in to me that somebody else can't ride them. You know, so we have to be able to bring this horse and bring this horse to the customer. You know, the customer has to be able to ride this horse. And so, you know, right here I want to give her some more cadence, little more speed to that back up, get her moving those feet. You know, with her, these horses, I want them soft in my hands. I don't necessarily want their head down on the ground. I want them soft in my hands. And if they're picking up, you know, I'm gonna go to her belly if she gets heavy on my hands until she gets soft. There, that's better. So I want some good cadence in that back up, and I want her soft in my hands. Hers, she's kind of started a little bit. She's kind of started a little bit of kind of pushing down into that bridle a little bit, and so I'm going to kind of go to her belly till I get her soft in my hands and some cadence back. And so softness, as I said, does it feel good? Does it feel soft in your hands, or are they pulling? So she may have her head down, but is she pushing down into that bit? And if she's pushing down into it, she's going to be really heavy on her front end. And so I want her light in my hands. See right there, she's light right there. She's light right there. She wasn't pushing down into it and pushing all that weight down into her front end. Because, you know, when we go to stopping her, if you go to stopping her, or you go to go to putting any kind of turnaround on them, you know, she's pushing down into that front end. You know, I've kind of noticed that with a couple of our others that we've gone and we've been, you know, we went back and fixed some of that. But, you know, I want to be, you know, I love being able to learn and progress so that we can, you know, we can stop any, or we can ask a horse differently. You know, once you learn something, and you understand why it happened, then you can go and implement that as quickly as possible. And so, you know, I hear Alex Ramosi talk about learning, and he said it's when he quantifies learning by the change of behavior. So you tell somebody something, and that person now responds in a different way and acts a different way based on that information. He has learned a better situation. You know, he's learned a better behavior. And so and then for us, I want to learn. I want our rate of learning to be high. So what does that mean? I want to change our actions in a productive direction as quickly as possible. So I want to learn from any mistakes that we're making and implement those and correct that mistake. And so what is the correct action that we need to be putting into place, and do that as quickly as possible. And so we, you know, even with our training, you know, our videos, we review our videos and kind of see what it looks like, what are we feeling, and so that we can implement that next week. We can implement a corrective behavior if we need to, or how can we better this and how can we progress it. And so, like I said, I want to make sure that this horse is soft right here. So she's soft right here. She took that correction and she learned from it. So just kind of want to review these stops real quick, kind of show you. So I stop, and with her, because she is thinking about getting soft on my hands, when I pick up on those reins, I'm going to add this backup in here. And so every time I stop her, I'm going to back. I'm going to get some good consistent steps and quit her. So every time I stop her, I want her thinking about coming back to me. Like I said, I want her light on my hands so that, you know, she doesn't start thinking about getting heavy on that front end. See right there, she's heavy. Got after her a little bit more there. And you know, it's just that those horses, they're going to learn. You know, we're helping them put all these pieces together. You know, we're asking them, okay, we taught them at the standstill, and then we taught them to back up at a standstill, and then, okay, now we're starting to add the stop in there, and then we add the back up into the stop. And so it's just helping them progress. You know, when we progress them through all this stuff, helping them understand how all those pieces come together, how they all work together in order to produce the result we're looking for. It's right there. I do like that. You know, I like that she stopped her feet when I asked her. With her, I'm certainly going to, I want a more consistent backup with her. I want her picking those feet up a little better. She's kind of getting lazy on me. She's trying to, you know, she understands what we want. She stops really well, but I need her to put some effort into this backup here. There. Now I don't want it to be, well, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for some effort coming back. I'm looking for some consistency in those steps, and I'm looking for her to be soft in my hands. And as I said, we build on this, but she's to a point to where, you know, she understands. So I want her light. This was really, really good right there. She had a lot more consistent backup. She's pretty soft in my hands. She wasn't pushing against my hands. So right here the same way. Wait till we have those few steps, quit her and reward her. So this horse is a very quick learner, so we just help her. You know, a lot of things in life is just having the awareness. So if you have the awareness, you gain the awareness. And I'd say, so you gain the awareness in a certain area of life. I'm wanting to better this thing. So if I'm wanting to go better my stops and my backup, I'm gonna go, well, who does that really well? Or, you know, somebody that I'm learning from, and go watch them. How are those horses stopping and backing up, and what are some things he's doing? But I'm gaining an awareness of some things that he's doing, and then so I add that learning. So I correct my behavior, and then I add that sped up rate of learning. So I add that corrective behavior, and then I want to do it as quickly as possible and implement that as quickly as possible in order to get the result that I'm looking for. And so right here, she wasn't putting any effort back, got after her a little bit. And so we're going to certainly refine that. But if it takes me rolling my spurs up a little bit more for a little while to get her thinking about coming back, and if I quit her and reward her in the right place, then we're going to be able, you know, here shortly, I'm going to be able to stop her, lift up on these reins, and put my feet on her, and she's going to come back at that pace that I've been rewarding her at. And so we just build on that effort. You know, a lot with children is the same way. It's where can we find that reward, or where can we find that effort? Did they put effort in right there? And how can we reward that effort? Instead of punishing for the negative, how can we reward the effort? And it's a challenging thing to think about. It's a challenging thing to think about. And how do you develop a program around reward? But it's certainly the, you know, they say that horses learn from the release of pressure, not the pressure itself. And so every time that you punish those horses, well, they're not necessarily learning, but they may be learning. They're learning, but they're probably not learning the lesson that you're wanting them to learn. So how can we quit that horse when they give us that effort? So it's not that I'm punishing this horse. I want some effort. I want her to put some effort in, and then I want to quit her. When she puts that effort in, I want to quit her, so that she knows that was the right answer. And I want to quit her right then. Stop was good. I need some effort in her feet. Need some effort. There. That was better. And then she even came back a little bit more. So I'm just gonna work on this a little bit. I need her to put some effort in. not lock her feet down. Need to put some effort in. Dirt's a little deep right here. That's all right. She's a very smart horse. It's not that a lot of times it's not that a horse isn't smart. It's a lot of times that we aren't smart enough to quit that horse in the right place, or to be understanding what we're asking them. There, that was a lot of effort. She didn't quite have the softness I needed, but she put a lot of effort in right there, so I quit her. Sometimes it's finding a starting point. It's like, well, maybe it's not exactly how we want it, but let's find a starting point. I think that was a little better there. That was a little better. She just lied in my hands. And see, when I pick up on these reins, every time she gets soft to me, I give my hands back to her. And so I'm not sitting here yanking on her, I'm not pulling hard on her, but I'm using my feet. There, that was really good there. When these horses do what we're needing them to do, especially in an area maybe they weren't quite understanding, or we want to make a big impression, let's quit them right there. I had a horse one time that I was having trouble getting this horse to pick up their correct lead, and we fought and fought and fought and fought and fought. And at that time I didn't have as much understanding about getting a horse's body broke loose and having control over their hands, or having control through their body, through my hands and feet. But I used that same example to where I quit that horse. When that horse finally picked up that correct lead, I stopped her, got off of her, and quit. And sure enough, that next day I went to get back on her, went to work on that again, and here 2 tries she picked up that correct lead and went on, and I'm pretty sure I quit her again right there. And so even if we don't ask those horses quote unquote correctly, or maybe the best manner, or how we should, or the best way, a lot of times just quitting them in that right place, those smart horses are going to figure out what we're wanting them, what we're asking of them. So that's our review with Cinco today. Those are some things we're working on. I want to continue to get that backup, that stop. I want to continue working on that stop at all 3 gates. And then when we do stop, I'm going to go back into that backup, and then I'm going to reward the effort, and I'm going to reward the softness in that backup. And especially with her, I'm going to reward the effort that she puts in, so that we can build her confidence and that desire to put more and more effort in, to balance out that kind of laziness that she kind of wants to. She would just rather be just left alone and quiet and relaxed. So we want to reward that effort and continue rewarding that effort. So that's our review with her for this week. We're excited to continue progressing her, and we'll catch up with you on the next one.